Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and thank you all for subscribing. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about Solana, what is going on with the FTX fallout, why this matters as Solana holders, and what I could see happening to Solana in the future, okay? So there's a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the chart and Solana holders. There could be light at the end of the tunnel. I'm going to get into that at the end of the video, but please subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and drop your comments down below. I want to know what you guys think about Solana. It is going to be a hot topic moving forward as we see how this FTX thing plays out. But a lot of price action when it comes to Solana. So let's get down to it, all right? So Solana volatility returns after the announcement of the FTX bankruptcy today, okay? So what is going to happen, all right? So we saw Solana fall based on the premise of the FTX collapse, okay? Then we saw everything in crypto bounce off of that bottom. We got a nice pump yesterday. We bought back a lot of these losses that we experienced due to this FTX news with Sam Bankman-Fried. Okay, so why is this important? So people do not know, ALEMEDA Research second largest holding is Solana. Okay, so what happened is Solana had to unlock a bunch of tokens or unstake them, 28.5 million Solana tokens. To be exact. So let me do a little quick math for you guys. So for those of you that maybe do not know what the all-time high price of Solana is, it was almost $300 a coin. So not saying that ALEMEDA had these coins all at the same time during that all-time high or around the all-time highs, but let's just call it $200 a coin at 28.5 million tokens. That is a lot of assets, okay? That is what you can possibly talk into being almost a monopoly of the Solana supply, if you will. But that probably wasn't the case. It was probably a vast chunk of Solana, but not enough to do what we're talking about right now, okay? So what we're talking about now is them pulling those assets out to cover their bankruptcy protection and then triggering a massive sell-off, okay? So them by themselves, not so much. Them, along with the Solana community, which community with Solana is very strong within their ecosystem, that is what the fear is when it comes to a Solana collapse, okay? So it is continuing to be the hardest hit digital assets, along with FTT token this week, okay? So we are going to see what happens as this bankruptcy continues, all right? So for those of you that do not know what happens during bankruptcy, a lot of assets become frozen, all right? So with those assets being frozen, those of you that have Solana holdings, including myself, we could be seeing a freeze to those assets unless somebody comes along and does some kind of bailout, hopefully a one-to-one bailout, and then they kind of assume that debt. But that's similar to what Binance was trying to do in a way. However, I think they were trying to do something a little bit more sneakily than just save the Solana, save the FTT holders, okay? So when it comes to that, I really want to see what the relief we get from an outside source before I get into it. I want to see a little bit more details. I don't want to speculate too much on what that could be, but in doing so, I would probably say that because of how centralized Solana is, and that is kind of the error that we are seeing, okay, with all these, now we need these proof of reserves when it comes to exchanges, okay? So exchanges are centralized more than they need to be for true decentralization, okay? That is the issue at hand. That is why Solana became vulnerable and why coincidentally ALEMEDA has a huge holding of Solana. It's just going to be the domino effect, and it kind of comes with the territory of them going into bankruptcy. They are just going to try to sell off as much as they can to just get through it themselves. Okay, so it's unfortunate. It's part of the way that DeFi is right now. This is the whole point of achieving decentralization, is that this never happens. Okay, but I will tell you guys that as a whole, DeFi will learn from this, and moving forward, I can see that this will happen it'll be very, very rare for this to happen. Okay, everybody's kind of checking that box and going down the list to make sure that they're protected and that their transparency is up there with everyone else, so that even if they are a touch centralized with being on an exchange or being an exchange, that they are protected and that there's no funny business going on behind the scenes where someone can come along and trigger this trickle-down effect of, basically egregious acts of lying when it comes down to it, all right? It's just simply lying about what you actually have as an asset and over-leveraging yourself based upon those lies, okay? So, food for thought. Whatever we have lost with Solana, or if we have on hold, it could be a lot worse. So let's just keep our head up, stick together, and the community will push through. That will be what is essential for Solana's long-term future. Now, let's talk about something that is more important. All right. So if you are a believer in this community and you are part of the Solana community and you were part of the Solana holdings at around the all-time highs, okay? Or like myself, when I was buying and kind of swing trading the volatility around $100 a coin, all right? Solana in itself is a extremely volatile crypto. It has always been, all right? But their technology is present, all right? Their community is present. They have good prospects for the future, all right? If you were a believer in Solana 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 weeks ago for that matter, all right, I want to just share with you guys what has changed about Solana, other than Sam Bankman-Fried and his empire taking out, 28.5 million Solana tokens. What has changed? Okay, nothing. It may have gotten slower, but that future is still there. Okay, it may take longer, but the future is still there. So let's look at the chart right now, and you can see Solana is down 7% on the day, right? So up and down, you're going to see a lot of volatility with Solana as this news unfolds. But as we zoom out, all right, this is the year chart. You can see over 200. All right, you can see 100. This is where I was kind of getting in on some action. All right. Now we look at the all-time highs. Okay, here you go, $240 a token. All right, and now we are at the whopping price of $16, as low as $12. And if I told you as a believer in Solana that you could have bought a coin for $12, you would have called me as crazy as Sam Bankman-Fried. So what I have to say is, remember the principles of investing in crypto. Dollar cost averaging, all right? Lower your cost basis when it comes to Solana. If you are a believer in the coin, nothing has changed. So if they can get some kind of bounce, some positive news out of their holdings and can get back on track to their growth down their development and their roadmap, this community together could build Solana back up to being another top 10 crypto as it is currently sliding out of the top 10. Okay. So just wanted to share with you guys kind of a more broader outlook, not financial advice. Do your own research with Solana and all things financial. However, I will tell you that Solana is a very good opportunity to kind of not buy the dip, but buy the disaster, okay? If you get into this at these levels, you're looking back at, this is price action that we saw in April of 2021 before the bull run, okay? This could be something where, instead of looking at yourself as a loser of Solana, you could come out, you could come out of this better off than Sam Bankman-Fried. All right, just think of it this way: if you bought it at if you bought Solana at $100 a coin, and now you're accumulating it slowly at $15, just as news comes, nothing crazy, just as the news is coming, and you're lowering your cost basis time and time again, it's going to put you in a better point than you were a year back from now. Okay, and that being said, it is not financial advice, because we all know what happened with, UST for different reasons. FTT, it can just fall off the table, especially when these institutional and over-leveraged centralized entities get into the game and start making moves. It could trigger mass fear and hysteria and sell-off. And although rare and although unlikely when it comes to Solana, ALEMEDA's assets within Solana are still there. But there's just, you can kind of smell the turn when it comes to all these global economic factors subsiding. We're getting out of the midterms. The CPI data was positive. Everybody, from all estimation, is banking on more positive sentiment from the Fed in December. These are all positive things for crypto. And if we could bounce entering 2023, I'm going to be running to the bank with all of my Solana I bought for $12. Okay. And we'll be laughing at this a year from now. And that being said, if it goes to zero, I'm not really risking that much getting into a crypto that I bought for $12. So that's all I got for you guys. I wanted to share with you my thoughts on Solana and talk a little bit about what is going on with ALEMEDA and Sam Bankman-Fried's assets and the ALEMEDA control of their assets with Solana as that whole situation unfolds into bankruptcy, because those assets could be tied up for almost a decade. You just do not know when it comes to that thing. And all I can tell you is that they're going to drag that on and on and on, because that is a lot of money, 28.5 billion coins, okay? Or a million coins, my apologies. So thank you all for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and we will see you all in the next one with updates and more crypto content daily.